Lesbos lately became famous for the most unbearable refugee camp in the world, as they call it here. Now we might already have forgotten about it, but the hard reality in the packed camp of Moria and people waiting for years to get asylum rights is a part of daily life on the island. And people are still coming and drowning on their way to Europe. At the harbour, visitors of fancy coffee bars and refugee families fishing coexist quite separately. But there is a minority of locals, and mostly foreigners, who run projects and activities that are extremely valuable for the many lost on Lesbos, depressed, with no future, and especially with nothing to do. Europe turns a blind eye, and the Greek government obeys Europe by ignoring refugees' needs, especially in legal processes. I can see in the future the Mediterranean Sea full of blood, since you cannot stop people from escaping violence at home, 26-year-old Omar from Syria stated. In April 2017 he started Refugee for Refugees, an NGO working on Lesbos and Samos. We stayed much longer than we thought and got closer to many more heroes.
In all our project, we involve community volunteers with us from different countries, and this time we know how we can support them more, or what we can do for them. In my experience with helping people, or with us volunteering with different NGOs, we never let the people choose. We always choose for them everything. We never ask them if you like this color or not, or we never ask them if you like this food or not. We just give it to them and they have to be silent. In one of my projects in Lesbos, I had a free shop where people can go inside and they choose what they like, and they live. And this, let's say, one of the projects I'm trying to show them you're a human, or you can choose for you.
We participate in running competition. We interact a lot with local people. They're really happy to see that refugees are doing something great, and that they are the same, because they are also running, and most of the time they are also winning the competitions. So it's really positive, and it's a good way to integrate people. That I really think it's what's good for the future of people here or in other places around the Mediterranean and in France or in other countries, because we have to learn how to live together. There will be way more refugees after, because of wars, but also because of climate change. So if we don't learn now how to live together and integrate different cultures, different populations to our cultures and society, it's not gonna work.
Because here we want to have a flat hierarchy. We want the people to bring ideas. We want the people to work with us. It's volunteers or it's people from the camps which are working here together, and it should be bottom up. So if you create a hierarchy, it cannot work that well. But now it's like really clear that all the decisions, like we have people responsible for different areas, and they know more about this area, about this field, so they speak out a bit more, but still the decision is made in the group.
So imagine like people that don't speak the language, don't know anything about lawyers, about processes, about Geneva Convention, about refugee status. They only want to be safe because they're fleeing horrible things, and they come here, they don't understand anything. It's so complicated. So they're just waiting and they don't know. You know, for me it's very frustrating that to have to be part of a rotten system.
Yes.
To be part of this unfair system, and to try to help people navigate this stupid system, unfair, unjust, cruel. It's frustrating, and it's frustrating to have to say I cannot do anything for you right now.
They wanted to invite us to their houses and to cook for us, because to get some control of their life was very important. And then we started thinking about setting up this place as a restaurant because we thought it's great food what we eat. It's a pity that these people cannot show what they can do, and we can share with locals the nice experience of sitting around the table and having so many colors and tastes and so many stories. And although we know there was also a Greek crisis and an unemployment rate was very high, this is why we insisted that in the restaurant it would be locals and refugees working together. And it may sound very nice, but it's also very difficult because some of them don't speak a common language and they have to find their own way to communicate. And they have found when people want to communicate, they will find a way.
Person complain about Moria because when we go to our tent, there is no space. It's only a space for everybody to sleep. I do not stay in Moria so much. I go around One Happy Family, classes, like this. I do not stay a lot there.
Some people tell here I can't live, I go to another country. But my family, I need and give me in Yunnan anything for my son. It's good for him, I stay in here.
The other face of the island is its opulent nature. On Lesbos, young Aristotle, along with the biologist Theophrastus, started his work on zoology and botanics that later became his Historia Animalium, one of the first pieces of scientific research in history. Therefore, also the lagoon at Pera, where Aristotle observed and classified fish, sepia, mussels and crustaceans, was one of our destinations.